So welcome guys to this YouTube video. It's Kingdom Cup practice in PvP in Pokemon Go. Right now we're testing out Pokemon. We don't really have anything set in stone. For the most part, I won't really be talking about what's going on in the battle. I will, if there is any part that I think is important to say, I will mention it. But for the most part, these are just battles, and I'll be commentating over them so that you can get a rough idea on the Pokemon I chose, why I chose them, the moves that they have, so on and so forth. So right now I'm leading. I have a Scizor, a Lucario, and a Glalie. So with Kingdom Cup, we all know. Well, I know that for sure Lucario is going to be used in most teams. Power Up Punch, guaranteed boost, even with a shield, makes it very, very good of a Pokemon. And on top of that, it has Counter, which basically destroys everything in this meta. So Lucario is actually a very good Pokemon to have, and very good Pokemon, very bad Pokemon to go against. Lucario kills off Lucario. There are a couple counters to Lucario, like Alolan Marowak that you see my opponent had, and Altaria, which again also my opponent had. So I do expect Lucario to be very meta defying and very annoying in this cup. So I decided to choose. So one of the reasons why I decided to choose Scizor is because it has Fury Cutter. Fury Cutter is actually a decent PvP move. It allows you to spam attacks though. It gives you a high energy, very, very low damage, but very high energy output, which is very good. It lets you spam a lot of your attacks. So with Scizor, Scizor is a very good Pokemon to have Fury Cutter with, as it has Night Slash, X Scissor, and Iron Head. All three of those moves require very low energy, which means they're very, very spammable. So if your opponent doesn't really know how Scizor works, you can either get a couple KOs, or you could just burn right through their shields, which is the whole entire point of me using Scizor. I don't think I'm going to end up using Scizor. I don't really think Scizor is going to be that good in this cup. But for right now, I'm going to be using it in a lot of my practices for it to just basically be a shield burner because people don't really know how to use it. Glalie was also a pretty decent Pokemon to have as well. Ice Shard Avalanche. Avalanche is one of the best PvP moves. One of the best PvP charge moves, I should add. It lets you do a lot of damage for a very low energy cost, which is very decent. And Lucario, of course, it has Counter and Power Up Punch. Not really. I was trying to get the second move that you want on Lucario is Shadow Ball, not the Flash Cannon that you see there. I'm out of Charge TM, so I can't really get a Shadow Ball on it. So for right now, it has Flash Cannon, which it's actually not that bad. Flash Cannon to get Stab on it. Stab is the same type attack bonus. In the actual games, it's about 1.5 times more. Here in Pokemon Go, if I'm not mistaken, it's 1.2. So it's about 20% boost. It also affects your fast moves as well. So Counter is, if I'm not mistaken, like a base 5 or base 6 move times 1.2 of that, and it's a numbers game at that point. So this second battle, I basically got swept. I didn't really have a good Pokemon. Very bad. I decided to try out my Alolan Marowak. My Alolan Marowak is actually lucky. You actually don't want You actually don't want lucky Pokemon in PvP, especially in Great League. Although they do save on Stardust, the high base stats of them are actually not that good. So because of that, because they're high IVs, you don't really want them. They're not really that good, which sucks because if you have lucky Pokemon that you really want to try out, you can't really try out that much for the sole reason that you cannot really use them, as they will gain they'll still have a high CP but a low level, which is not something that you want. For the most part, I won't. Like I said before, I don't really want to commentate that much on these practice battles. They are really just that. They're just practice battles. If I see, like I said, if I see anything like major that I would address, I would. For the most part, cup battles, I will commentate on the whole entire battle. Those are actually very important and very, uh, they're, I think they're a lot more helpful than just these practice battles. So for right now, I'm just testing out the waters to see what's good, what's not. Um, so yeah, so Altaria is actually a pretty decent Pokemon as well. Again, it was also really good in Tempest. It's also just as good here. It's a very dangerous Pokemon. It has a ridiculously high level. I think the perfect one gets you to 29.5 or approximately there. That's actually very high level for Final Evolution. That really helps for Altaria having low base stats overall. And that's why Altaria is just a beast. Although Dragon Flying, it does die very, very fast to Ice types, which I don't see to be used that often. For the sole reason that Lucario is in here, and Lucario does super effective damage with its fighting type moves against Ice types. So I really don't think that Ice might be that viable. Fire, I think, is a pretty decent choice. These four typings I actually don't like that much. I really do like dragons. Dragons are my favorite typings, and I would have loved to use more of them. It's just right now with the pool that we have of dragons, it's very, very limited. And basically, the only dragon types you'll be seeing is Altaria. You might see a couple of other dragon types, like maybe Dragon Air. I might test that out. I don't really know. I'm low on dust right now. I'm hoping to farm a little bit more so I can try out more Pokemon. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what this cup holds. This is one of the first cups that I really honestly don't know what to use. So it's gonna be pretty fun to see. And that's about it. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you everyone for watching this video.